Yeah. So today's topic is about flowcharts and hippochats. First, we'll see what is a flowchart. A flowchart is an analytical technique used to describe some aspect of an information system in a clear, concise, and logical manner. So, what is this flowchart? I mean, what exactly this flowchart is? It is an analytical technique used to describe some aspect of an information system. So whatever the project we are designing, whatever the system application or information system we are designing, we show this project in a designed way, in a process. Okay, so in a clear, concise, and logical manner. Let's see. Flowcharts use a standard set of symbols to pictorially describe transaction processing procedures. Okay. So flowcharting symbols can be divided into following four categories: input output symbols, processing symbols, storage symbols, flow and miscellaneous symbols. Okay, once again, input output symbols, processing symbols, storage symbols, flow and miscellaneous symbols. So combining of all these symbols, we draw some structures, and combining all the structures, we draw flowcharts. Okay, so let's see what are the different symbols. The first symbol, document symbol. This is a document. Okay, like suppose you want to send some document, you want to email a document to someone. Okay, or you want to share some a document with some person through email or whatever it is. So this is a document symbol which has some data. Okay, any document that can be Word or Excel or whatever it is, it's just a document symbol. And the next one is display. Display means screen, what we see, like if you look into mobile screen or the system screen. If you take an example of ATM machine, so where you will get the data, I mean where you can see the graphical user interface, the screen, right? So that is a display. And next one is input output. This is known as a parallelogram. Input output means system asks you to enter password, right? That is output. System is asking you to insert something here, that is an output. Now you insert some data, that is input. Input and output. Okay, so we call these three are input and output symbols. And next, flowchart symbols, processing symbols. Processing, this is manual operations and system processing. Manually doing something like manual operations without interacting with the system, we use this symbol. Okay, so I will give you proper examples. Don't worry, I will explain you in a detailed way. When I explain you the second project, you will understand how these symbols are used and what exactly these symbols are. Just try to understand it's a manual operation. And the next one is system operation or a system processing, which happens inside a system. Like when you enter password, what happens? Internally something happens. We don't know what happens. Internally the system will read it. Okay. Some process will happen and it will give you some output, right? That is system processing. That can be anything, a mathematical calculation or any variable or whatever it is. Next, we have storage symbols. This is a magnetic disk database symbol, and this is the tape, magnetic tape. Okay. Magnetic disk, it's a always database shape will be in a drum shape. Okay, and whenever you see this shape, you have to understand it's a database. And this is a magnetic tape. It's a you will see this tape in a floppy drives or a hard disks inside. You will find a magnetic tape, right? So this both comes under. I mean, you can store the data on magnetic tape or you can store the data on a disk. Okay. Next, flow and miscellaneous symbols. We have a couple of other symbols.
Um,
Doc. Yeah.
Excuse me, what is magnetic? I'm sorry to interrupt you. What is magnetic tape? I've never heard it before.
Huh. So do you know floppy drive? Floppy drive.
I do. Yeah. Hmm.
Did you ever open that floppy drive and see what it has inside? You will find one tape, right? Did you ever see that?
No.
Okay. At least you know floppy, right? Floppy.
Yes.
No one is using nowadays.
Yeah, but I know.
You know, if you have any
Mm-hmm.
old floppy, you just open it
Mm-hmm.
and see. It's very thin one, right? I mean, it's a thin. You just open it to make it two pieces and see inside that you will find a tape, something like it looks like an X-ray tape,
Okay.
X-ray, the transparent, like X-ray
Mm-hmm.
card it looks like. So that is known as a
Okay.
tape. So what
So,
happens, the data is stored on this tape. Data stores on this tape.
oh,
You do you
okay.
remember do you remember cassettes?
Yeah, I do. I know.
Ah,
Yeah.
in that cassette you will find one tape, right? The
Okay.
black
Yes.
colored one. So what
Mm-hmm.
exactly is that? The data stores on that, correct? The audio
Yes.
or the video.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that is a
Okay.
tape. The data stores on the tape. But nowadays, what is happening? DVDs, correct? CDs,
Mm.
DVDs. It's a discs, correct? That is a
Yes. Okay.
earlier we don't have, discs and all these things. We used to play with cassettes and video cassettes, audio cassettes. That's it.
Okay.
Exactly. That is known as magnetic tape.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Uh, Flow and miscellaneous symbols. So this is a data flow symbol, like in which direction the data flows, either right or up or down or left. It shows the flow of data, which direction the data is flowing. When you look at the flow chart, okay, look at this flow chart, right? We have some arrows, right? They are coming down. Some arrows are going top, cross, left, and right. This is nothing but the flow, which side the data is flowing. Document or processing flow. On-page connector. I'll tell you what is this on-page connector. Page connector. Don't worry. Terminal and decision. Terminal. Terminal is used for start and end buttons, and decision is it's a decision part. Anyhow, we'll see this in with proper examples. Don't worry, okay? So like this, we have a couple of symbols. Let me minimize this. And now let's go with flowchart. They are connected with each other, don't worry. So there is no confusion. Now, here is a flowchart. So by using these symbols, how we can draw a flowchart, let's see here. A flowchart is a diagram that depicts the flow of a program. The figure shown here is a flowchart for the pre-calculating program in chapter 1. Okay, so this is a program. Let's see. So start and end button. Okay, let's say start. A display message, how many hours did you work? What is this symbol? This is input output, right? It's a parallelogram, as I said. It is asking like how many hours did you work? Sorry, this is a output symbol. Okay, then you enter I worked couple of hours. Okay, that is read hours, that is input. Then again it is asking you how much do you get paid per an hour, output. Then again you insert this is what I get. And then this is a process symbol, multiply hours by pay rate, store result in gross pay. Then the gross pay is output and end. Now let's look into more detail about this flowchart. Notice there are three types of symbols in this flowchart, correct? Rounded rectangles, parallelograms, a rectangle. So rounded rectangles, start and end is a rounded rectangle, and the crossed ones are parallelograms, okay? And this is a rectangle box. Am I right? Each symbol represents a different type of operation. Of course, each symbol represents different type of operation. Okay? So let's see what exactly they do now. They said like each symbol represents a different type of operation, right? Let's see what exactly each and every symbol represents. What are their operations? Terminals. First one, the start button, represented by rounded rectangles, indicate a starting or ending point. Yes, this terminal is represented for starting and ending point. You can see a start and end. Indicate a starting or ending point. That's it. Next, input output operations. How many input output symbols? One, two, three, four, five. Represented by parallelograms. We call them as parallelograms. Indicate an input or output operation. So parallelogram is the it's the name of this notation or a symbol, uh, and operation is input or output. Got it? The name of a symbol is parallelogram. Operation is input or output. Let's see this example. Display message. It's an output. How many hours did you work? Read hours. You entered some data. Next, processes. Represented by rectangles indicates a process such as a mathematical computation or a variable assignment. Okay. Multiply hours by pay rate, store resulting gross pay. So multiply hours by pay rate, store resulting gross pay. This is a process. Okay. So how many types of symbols we had seen? Start, input output. I mean start and end, input output, and process. Correct. Now let's look into this example. How many hours did you work? It's an output operation. I told you, right? You entered 40. User entered 40. You can see here hours equals to 40. And then again output. It is asking you how much do you get paid per an hour. Now you have to enter 20. You enter 20 here. Then what happens? Process, right? What it is doing? It is multiplying. And at last, gross. Gross pay is the output. What you got? 800. What happened here? Mathematical calculation. Correct? 840 into 20 equals to 800. It's an enter. So this is a small example how we can draw flowcharts. I mean, what is the purpose of system flowchart? Okay, and what exactly system flowchart do? You do some calculations. That's it. Next, there are four flowchart structures. Let's see one after other. First one is sequence. Second one is decision. Third is repetition. Fourth one is case. First one, till now what we discussed, that is a sequence flowchart only. What do you mean by sequence? Did you see any repetitions or any decisions or any breakdowns in the middle? No. It's a straight flow, correct? It's a straight flow, top to bottom. That's it. So that is the reason we call it as sequence. A series of actions are performed in sequence. The pay calculating example was a sequence flowchart. Right. Decision structure. One of two possible actions is taken depending on a condition. Okay. So let's see this example. A new symbol, the diamond, indicates a yes or no question. If the answer to the question is yes, the flow follows one path. If the answer is no, the flow follows another path. So it is yes here, if not no here. Okay. So let's say if your answer is right, it goes here. If your answer is wrong, it goes here. That's it. Yes or no. This is known as a decision symbol. Okay. So I don't want to go with this example because it has some C++ examples. So again, you should know what is C++ and all these things. So I don't want to go with this mathematical, or the arithmetic examples. I will explain you these symbols in direct flowcharts. Okay, functional flowcharts. So don't get confused. You just try to understand what exactly decision is. Decision means either yes or no. That's it. Next one is repetition. Repetition. A repetition structure represents part of the program that repeats. This type of structure is commonly known as a loop. Yes. The best example I can say, when you enter your password, system checks for the password. Okay. If the password is wrong, system will ask you to re-enter it. Re-enter, correct? Enter again. Repetition. Am I right? Repeating again. Until unless you enter the right data, it keeps on asking you to enter again and again. This is known as repetition. The best example I can say passwords. Okay. Next. Notice the use of diamond symbol here. The loop tests a condition, and if the condition exists, it performs an action. It goes down. Then the test. Then it tests the condition again. If the condition still exists, the action is repeated. This continues till the condition no longer exists. Okay, whatever it is. Until unless you enter the right data, it keep on asking you to re-enter. That's it. Are you following me? It's pretty easy, right? Now I'll ask you after this. I'll ask you what are the different symbols, what are their names, okay, and what are their operations. I'll ask you all those things. We have a quiz after this. Okay, fine. So be prepared. Okay, now next one is case structure. One of several possible actions is taken depending on the contents of a variable. So let's see here. This is a diamond symbol, okay, and it is connected to different conditions. I mean, as per the different conditions, they are connected. Let's see this example. If you look into this example, you get a clear idea. The structure below indicates actions to perform depending on the value of years employed. So here, let's say this is a HR payroll system. Okay, so a 1 year experienced employee data comes here. Immediately, it goes to here 1. That means bonus equals to 100. So if 2 years employee data comes automatically, it goes to 2 here. That is bonus equals to 100. That means whenever a 1 year employee data comes here, immediately automatically it goes to bonus 100, and the bonus 100 is given to 1 year experienced employee. In the same way with 2 and 3, so more than 3 years of experience, bonus is given 800 automatically. No need to select like all the time. Like 1 year experience, yes, you have to put it bonus 100. No need like that. It's automatic. It's a case according to the condition. Now look at this. If years employed equals to 1, bonus is set to 100. Correct? Automatically. If years employed equals to 2, bonus is set. Already it is set to 100, 200, 300, 400, and 800. Whenever the employee data comes here, the bonus goes to 100, 200, 300 like this. Is it clear? This is known as case. And the next one is connector. Sometimes a flowchart will not fit on one page. A connector represented by small circle allows you to connect two flowchart segments. This is a connector. The A connector indicates that the second flowchart segment begins where the first segment ends. It's pretty simple. Let's say that you started drawing a diagram, a flowchart, and this flowchart continues, okay, in different pages. Let's say this flowchart is not coming in one page. Okay, I mean there is no space for to come to design this complete flowchart. What you do? You continue in the next page. Correct? Continue in the next page. So when you're continuing the next page, so you have to put these connectors so that when technical people, when they look into this diagram, they will understand, oh, this is the uh, connectivity. This is the continuity of the first, I mean, of particular diagram. Am I right? So for best example, I can say we write in books, right? I mean, we write in. So let's say that you are writing a paragraph. If the paragraph is not fitting in one page, so you continue in the next page. So you write down to be continued. Correct? To be continued means what? While you are reading, you will understand. Oh, in the second page, the data is continuing. Correct? The answer is continuing. So here we use connectors. That's it. Okay. And for example, if the diagram is continuing, the flowchart is continuing in the next page, then A1. Okay. Here you write A1 and bottom, and on the top you write A1. That means okay. So this is A, after this is A, and A1, A1, then A2, A2. Like this, it's a continuity of a diagram in different pages. That's it. Modules. A program module such as a function in C++ is represented by a special symbol. I'll tell you what is this module later. I mean, when we look into proper examples, then you will understand. Okay. Fine. Now, by combining all these structures, all these symbols, we create flowcharts. Okay.
Excuse me, I lost you on the module. What is module?
I'll
Sorry.
tell you. I'll tell you what is module. I'll explain
Okay.
you. I didn't explain about module.
Okay.
I will tell you that module now after this. Okay,
Okay.
slide. Now, I'm sorry. It's not going. Where are we? We are here. Okay. Now, let's review. What do each of the symbols represents? Now, tell me their names, name of the symbol, and operation of a symbol. What is the first one?
The first one is terminal, like start and end.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is parallelogram. It represents input and output.
Great.
The third one is processing.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth one is the diamond is the decision box.
Mm-hmm.
The round one should be a connector. I'm not sure about that,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know the last one.
Module. Okay, I'll tell you what is it. Don't worry.
Oh,
And I will explain you with proper example. Okay, don't worry about that. Fine. Yes, you whatever you answered is right. Terminal, input, output, process, decision, connector, and a module. Review. Name the four flowchart structures. We have four flowchart structures here: sequence, decision, repetition, and case. Now let's see review. What type of structure is this? What is this structure?
This is repetitive.
Exactly. Fantastic. Repetition. What is this?
sequence.
Exactly. Next.
Case.
Pardon? Case. Yeah. What type of structure is this?
Decision.
Right. Okay. So we looked into different symbols, correct? I mean different structures and notations. Now let's go back to our use case document, and then we'll see this one. Okay. So you understand some symbols and structures, right? Now let's see here. Yeah. Now you tell me where is the repetition in this structure. Now you tell me where is the repetition.
I think it's on the field application and validate with the data, and then it goes to check for
Hmm.
conflicts,
Hmm.
and then if yes, it will make changes, but if it's no, then only it will go to the other one. Otherwise,
Hmm.
maybe there.
Hmm. Okay, so fill your application valid with data, check for make changes. So this is repetition, correct? Now, where is the decision? Tell me.
The decision at Is the leave approval pending for your cursor is there, or leave and date today? And there's a decision to be made there. Yes, you approve or reject. No, you approve or reject. Yes, you automatic approval of leave.
Yeah, decision. Okay, here we have two decision symbols. Okay, fine. Now let's go back. Let's look into this symbol, this diagram. Now let me explain you the project first. So before that, you tell me uh, what are the different symbols you find here. See, we have a couple of here. You can see some symbols, right? So tell me, what are the symbols? What symbols you see here? Till now we discussed the start we have. Okay, it's a start button, then module.
And then
What is this
module
offline discussion?
process.
Exactly, process. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Process and the notify approver is a document or artifact symbol, and there's our objectives okay is a decision symbol, and there are offline discussion is a it's a manual operation symbol,
Okay.
and
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
other symbols are that's it, yeah.
Okay. So look at this. Start and so look at this project. I'll tell you what exactly is this. So this is a performance management system project. Okay, this is a performance management system project like leave management system. We do have performance management system. What is performance management system? So every organization, okay, for every department, so every year, okay, at the year end, we will be having a appraisal process, appraisals. Okay, so in an organization, if you see, we have IT department, non-IT department, that is HR department, accounts department, like this couple of departments, and every department will have a couple of employees. Okay, so every year end, every organization will give some appraisals. So the appraisals are nothing but bonus, you can say. Okay, bonus, some salary, some additional payment, okay, is given to employees. So how they provide, how they give, on what basis? I mean, some people will get more, some people will get less. On what basis means it depends on their nature of work. It depends on the risk of their work, and it depends on a person how efficient and how effectively a person has implemented. I mean, involved in the project or worked for the project, or any department. I'm not saying only IT. So like this, depending on their weightage of their work, okay, on their rankings of their success factors, the organizations will provide some bonus appraisals to each and every employee. So that is the process. So here, so how this employee, I mean, how this organization will come to know that, how each and every department will come to know that so and so employee has did more work, or worked for extra hours, or this fellow, because of this fellow the project got success, something like that. There are some success factors. How they will come to know means, I mean, according based on that success factors only, based on the weightage of their work and rankings of their work, organization will provide some organization will provide appraisals, as you know, as I said. Okay, now performance management system is a portal. So employee will log into that portal with employee username and password, and once employee log into that portal, employee will enter all the details, like how an employee uh, applied for a leave in leave management system, LMS. Okay, in the same way here, PMS means performance management system. Here also in the same way, employee enter all the details like name, project name, whatever you worked, what are your success factors, everything they will mention. And now once the data is inserted, the data will be viewed by, who will view that? Concerned manager. Let's say now I am an IT employee. I entered my appraisal status. I have I entered the data. Now my manager will look into that, and this fellow will decide, yes, yes, this fellow had done the work. Okay, by looking into some documents or whatever it is, and then manager will send it to a reviewer. Reviewer is the last, like you can say, this fellow will recheck the things once again, and if reviewer feels that yes, the data is correct, then the person, the information will go to concerned stakeholders, I mean the organization people, and they will, the related departments, the related organization people, they will release an appraisal. Okay, this is the procedure. Got it? Fine. So this is what performance management system is. So let's look into this project first. HR admin. HR admin, it started, I mean the flow chart. It's a flow chart, right? Process flow chart. It started here. Create template for year and create background documents. So what is this? It's a module. Module is nothing but a template. So a template, it has all the requirements related on each other. Like if you look into registration, Gmail registration page, what you will see first name, middle name, last name, then email, then password. If you just miss the data, like miss entering first name or last name, and you directly click on email, immediately it will throw an error message, correct? A red color message will be displayed saying that at least you have should enter at least one name, I mean either first name or middle name or last name in it. So this is nothing but a module, a template, which the requirements are interlinked with each other. Okay, so without filling the form you cannot submit. If you submit also, it will throw an error saying that you have to fill these details. So that means each and every field, each and every column is depending on each other. So the set of the related requirements, related fields, we call them as, we call it as a module. So let's see here, create template for year and create background documents. What is this? It's a template. Template is designed, so these templates are differs from department to department. So the templates which goes to IT people will be in a different format, correct? It has some project name and all the details. And when it goes to accounts department, it will be in a different format. When it goes to HR department, it goes in a different format. Whatever it is. So these templates are mapped to employees. Map templates to employees, communicate to employees. Yes. That means these are the documents, right? So those templates, those documents will send it to PMS. For example, now you're an IT employee. When you log in with your username and password, immediately it displays only IT related application, IT related appraisal form, not the accounts related or HR people related appraisal forms. Okay, because the username password, it will identify that you are an IT employee. Correct. Now that is what, log into PMS performance management system and set objectives, KRA, weightage and target. Okay, log into performance management system and set objectives, as I told you, right? Weightage, KRA and weightage. So this, in this project, they said some weight for rankings, they said KRA, and how much weightage they have got, like how many extras work they work, how many how much of success factor, or what are the different documents they have, all they have to submit here. Now once employees submit all the data, it submit approvals for approval, it directly goes to manager. Okay, look at this diagram. So here manager open and review objectives, and a notification email will go to employee saying that yes, manager has viewed your profile. Got it? Okay, and the manager will open and review objectives, and manager will check, yes, if the objectives are okay, it is going down again, approve and submit form, and it goes to reviewer. Once the reviewer viewed the application, immediately a notification email will go to manager stating that, hey, reviewer has reviewed so and so employee's document appraisal. Open and review objectives. Are objectives okay? Yes, then approve and mark objectives as complete. No, make appropriate changes. That's it. Fine. So now I explained you a plain flow. I mean, without any decisions. Now let's see the decision points here. So when employee submitted, approval, manager looks into that. If manager feel that yes, the data is wrong, manager feel that there is something wrong, they make appropriate changes and submit form, and the form will go to employee. So how employee will come to know that manager has sent back? It's a repetition structure, correct? It's a repetition. So an email will go to an employee stating that your manager has resent your document back to you to do some changes. Now, as an employee, you look into that, and if you feel that yes, we need any changes, you do such changes, you accept the changes and submit it to manager. Or else if you, as an employee, if you feel that there is nothing to change, everything is fine, maybe the manager is has some doubt, okay, that's it. So are the changes okay? No. Offline discussion. So offline
What is
discussion
offline discussion?
offline discussion between manager and employee, they communicate through phone or through face to face, whatever it is, or through email. So they are not communicating with the system here, correct? They are not communicating through this performance
Okay.
management system. They're directly talking with each other,
Okay.
right? Over the phone. Over the phone,
Okay.
stating that
So that's something that is not in the program that they do out of the system. Okay.
out of the box, yeah, out of the system.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Correct?
Thanks.
That is known as manual operation. That is the reason they said offline discussion, correct? Offline. So they are not communicating with the system. Now, okay, they discuss whatever it is and they will come to one conclusion. Either employee accepts it or manager manager may uh, accept it. Then again, let's see. So this go back to employee. So employee accept it and send it to manager. Now manager accepts it and send it to reviewer. Now reviewer again. No, our objective is okay. No. So there is some doubt. Reviewer is saying that we have to do some modifications. Then submit form. It is going back again to manager. Now manager sends back to employee. Now these three people communicate with each other. Got it? It's a conference. They communicate face to face or through conference. This is known as offline discussion. Employee, manager, and reviewer. These three people discuss with each other and coming to one conclusion. Either employee do the changes or manager do the changes, or if there are no changes, no need to do any changes, just say yes, approve and mark objectives as complete and notify stakeholders, and end. Is it clear, the flow? You understand the flow? So without understanding the symbols, it is very difficult to understand the flow. Okay, so this is performance management system project. Any doubts here?